Good morning, this is Mary Grace, and I stitch. What I should be doing today is driving to Woodlawn to drop off my project for Woodlawn this year. However, it has snowed. Actually, okay, it snowed a while ago, but we're still all digging out, and even they acknowledged, and they're probably digging out so they can't receive things. So I'm not yet dropping things off Woodlawn. I highly recommend, if you live in the Northern Virginia area, Woodlawn is in Alexandria, Virginia, you drop off one of your pieces of cross stitch to exhibit it. The cost is about $20, but that includes a ticket to get in. And then you get to go see your stuff I exhibit. I have never won a ribbon, but it's still cool to see one of my things exhibited here at Woodlawn. And have all the people look at it, and then you get to go to lunch, and then you get to go to In Stitches, the nearby cross-stitch shop. There's other various things advertised in the book, and for some reason I have the book from 24, but not from 25. But anyway, that's what I should be doing today, but instead, I get to shoot this floss tube. Now, what I was gonna put in was this. It is a kit by Rollis, but I will never buy this kit again from this person again. It is a user error issue. As this, it came with these beautiful woolen flosses, but I had to take this part out like 3 times, and because I had to take that part out like 3 times, I destroyed the floss. And because it was a kit, there was no extra floss. And it's wool floss, and they don't tell you the numbers, and so it is user error. If you're good with kits, that's fine. Then do it. So this is what I was going to put in. But my friend was supposed to put in a matching one and do the snow. Actually, she finished hers first, but I'm closer to finishing mine. Obviously, I still need to do this little tag here, but I had this. I thought it would look great on a bell pull. Obviously, I've done this bell pull. And I remembered seeing these really cool bell pulls on Amazon, but sewing in them, there's no slit in the wood. So I had to sew a background. I sewed myself a little sleeve, but of course, the first time I sewed the sleeve, I accidentally tucked it into the edging, so I had to rip that out. I re-sewed the top part like 4 times. I obviously still need to cut off some stitches. But once I take an hour and get rid of all the threads, it will look marvelous. And it's just so cool. I had this gorgeous edging from Joann's. May she rest in peace. And I knew it would go somewhere. I do think it really goes niftily with this. Because it was a kit, I mostly used the threads that came with the kit, for the exception of the back stitching. For the back stitching, I went DMC Allure. And I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, or if you can see it, but there's glitter. I found these DMCs. I got the entire cool kit. It came in a silver case. Found them to break easily, so I don't know that I love them, but I did think it would be really cool, since this is a celestial image and a fire, to have that little glint of glitter, and I can see it, and I think it looks cool. And then I was at a Girl Scout thing last weekend, and we had a give and take table, and this was some material there, and I just picked it up, and then I was like, oh, it's the perfect background material for this. So it's all coming together well, as soon as I actually do finish the stitching, but I don't think this is actually going in the exhibit until next year, because like I said, my friend who did one, due to snow, snow issues. And you would think, snow, you have gotten a ton of stitching done. No, I had to shovel. That project has lived in this really awesome project bag that I got from the Recovering Monogamous Stitcher. Recommended this woman. I think it was Sasquatch Stitch. Anyways, the point is I get to empty this project bag and put something else in it, which I'm excited about, actually. The next thing, I think I have made progress since the last time I stitched, or a video, was this Blue Jay. Like I said, I think I have progressed on it. It's kind of hard to say. because not only has there been snow, which required shoveling, did not let me do electric sewing, I also went skiing, and I'm a CPA, so now I work like 10 hours a day, so I don't get nearly as much stitching done as I want to. But I think I have worked on the Blue Jay, and what have you. The next thing I know I have worked on was out of my great thrift shop find, 101 cross-stitch patterns, is the owls that I want to work on. I was working on this last night. I know I did all of this work for this owl that you can't really see. It's the snowy owl. And I need to add white to my kit. Like everyone else, I have various project bags. Okay, actually, this is not a project bag. This is actually a jewelry case. And it works really well as a project bag. See, I have all of the floss and all the things that are supposed to hold your earrings. And since I'm stitching in hand, the material fits here. And I have the pattern on my tablet. But man, talk about a different style project bag. It really works quite well. It's fancy. So, like I said, last night I was working on the owls, so I am moving along on the owls. Next, project bag. Is this really cool one? I have had this project bag for 20 years. I'd love to have another one of these. See, it's a really nice project bag. It's got a big place for your material here. You can get all your floss in here. It's got an outer compartment where you can put things. It has a short handle, has a long handle, has a little zipper on the outside. This is my travel bag. Whenever I go to Culpeper to cross stitch, I take this bag now. And as discussed, I put a label on it because I lost a bag last year at the project that I haven't worked on this month, so that's why I'm not showing it to you. But put luggage tags on your travel bags. So, while at the last Culpeper one, which was in December, because the January one got canceled due to snow, they're having a makeup one today, but I had another activity to go to today. I told them this was done. The cross-stitching portion of it is done. I'm probably going to put some beads on it to do the pin heads, and then the question is what I'm going to do with it. Originally, you can see there's a hexagon drawn around it. Because originally I had this idea of doing a quilt all out of little hexagons and all the things being stitching related and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I didn't. This is done mostly, so we'll leave it at that. But I do have, as you might have seen me, hold on to your old projects. This is from 1989. It's got a lot of different sewing related things in it. And I love to cross stitch sewing things and owls and cats, obviously. So this one's for me. Okay. Remember, this is Mary Grace Stitches. So off the cross stitch now. On to smocking, which is done with embroidery floss. And I have done some on this. My goal was to have this done before year end. And the last thing I have to do is, you can clearly see there's a green set of stitching at the top. When I finish the green stitching at the bottom, then it will be done. I ran into a slight problem with where I ran out of floss, and I know I put some floss in here, but it's gone. I'll have to find that. But fortunately, I saved the tag, so I know exactly that I need color 9114. It's a very vintage tag because it's a very old thing. But the floss I found, which is somewhere, is also vintage floss, has that same vintage tag. So this has been my adventure in smocking, and eventually it'll go around a ball, and then I'll get to put it in the Montgomery County Fair under smocking, and they have very few things under smocking. It'll definitely be a beginner's first piece, because it's a piece. All right, so I, as you know, big proponent of the Montgomery County Fair. In Gaithersburg. Now, in Gaithersburg or Germantown, I can't remember, there is the Black Rock Art Center. And the Black Rock Art Center has a craft reuse store. open Friday nights and Saturday afternoons. And they had a special sale where they sold all the things that they get things in. So I got 2 of these cool things to hold my quilt pieces in. And in theory, I paid less than you would in a real store. More importantly, I saved them from the landfill, and the money went to the Black Rocks Art Center. So, I haven't done much on my flower bonnet quilts, but I did add these cool little green stemmy things for the hair. See, she's got a little bun, and she's got, oh my gosh, there's spaghetti on the back of this. Okay, we'll have to see about that. My plan was to obviously sew these down first. I got to come clip the heads. And then I'm going to do some lazy daisies over them. And this cool stuff that I'm using to make the heads, I got from that quilt store, that quilt show that I went to, from Quilter's Treasure green lead line. It's supposed to be used for stained glass, but I decided it'd be perfect for this because I wanted some easy ways to do stems, and I want something thinner than rickrack. I didn't like the, always a back and forth. I thought this way I could design what I want to do. There's a little bit of puckering here, but I'm fine with that. I'll fix the spaghetti on the back, but that has been my progression on this quilt. No progression on the secret quilt. Like I said, snow. I did actually, since I was stuck inside last week a little bit, I did actually start my skirt. This is my awesome, what will be my awesome patchwork skirt. See, it has pockets, and it's been, look at this cool pattern. Okay, this is the piece of material that matches the least, but since it has all the embroidery floss on it, I wanted to use it. And I've been searching for a piece of material for about 2 years, and this is I bought a blue version of this, did not like it, because I like the reds. So I've leaned into the browns, as you can see. This is the pocket. I've leaned into the browns and golds to make all of the fabric go together, hopefully. This one, got that red going together beautifully. This one I've convinced myself goes because it got yellow. I like it a lot, so it's in there too, and I had a lot of it. This material, isn't it fun? And again, it's got the reds, time to stitch and what have you. And then here I'm leaving into that golden browns and pinks, which if you know me, you go, Mia Grace. But it's okay. I wanted patchwork. I wanted it to be all the things sewing. And see, this material also goes well. I'm not sure if I have this upside down. Who knows? But the point is, last week, I put together the top row, this, and the pockets, and I will gather this together. I would have gotten farther last week, but I'm struggling with how to do the top casing. So I have jumped, and I'm going to next put the bottoms on and then get back to the casing. And because it is patchwork, it's going to require lining. For the lining, I've got a sheet that I'm going to use to do the lining. So this has been progress. This, done by Montgomery County Fair. It's good to have a goal. That's the goal. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope you've enjoyed my short and snappy Flosstube update. Have a great month of February.